guys? Proof here, and today I'm bringing you episode 2, or maybe it's more like episode 1, part 2. We'll call it episode 2. Episode 2 of Cold Hard Proof. And last time I brought this to you guys, we looked at the Miracle Ace Ryzen Nova, or Ryzen Nova Miracle Ace combo. The GB3 of Miracle Ace being able to get off 9 attacks, usually maybe 8 attacks, depending on how your deck is, or what your deck is giving you at that particular time. But 8 to 9 attacks if you're not using the stand trigger, which I'll get into more a little bit later. Excuse me. Excuse me. And today we're going to be looking at the Bloody End combo, Bloody End Dragger combo for the Break Ride Legion deck. And just like last time, I'm going to show you guys the deck. I'm going to give an overview of the full combo, and then I'm going to show you guys a chart to put a visual, or put the numbers with the visual of the attack that I showed you before. And then I'm going to twist it up a little bit, and I'm going to show you guys a side-by-side comparison of Ryzen Nova Miracle Ace versus the Bloody End combo. And so with that, we'll get into it. And so we'll start with the strides this time. The stride zone for this deck isn't as clear cut as the Ryzen Nova deck. Even that's not clear cut, but I have 2 Bruce because it's a great first stride if you don't have Bad End Dragger on the Vanguard circle. 2 Picaro just because 2 Picaro. 2 Good End Dragger just in case you want to chain Good End into Good End, or Bad End into Bad End, and then do it again the next turn. And then 2 Miracle Ace just because it may give you something to do with the soul you amassed the previous turn by some stroke of luck that your opponent survives and you have the means to come back with another attack. For the grade 3s, 4 Bad End, of course, because he's the crux of the deck. 4 Bloody Ogle, the Break Ride target and the Legion target, which he should be infamous by now for what he can do with the +5 that he adds on top of Bad End's +10. And then 1 Dobe, just because if you stride, he becomes a good stride target to grab on the final push for off the frozen calls if you're missing all your silver blazes. For the grade 2s, I have 4 Frozen Ogle, which is the combo starter. 3 Dudley Mason because he's the best grade 2 ride the deck has. I played 3 instead of 4 just because I need to make space for 2 Silver Blaze and 2 Misery. Now you may be looking at me like, why are you using Misery and not Jumbo? Because if you've seen the chart before, Jumbo was a very important piece to the combo. And the reason for that is because in this particular version of the deck, I'm trying out 2 Double Watch to stand trigger. And Double Watch is basically Jumbo minus the fact that it has one less 1,000 power, but it hits for the same guard. It has the exact same effect provided that you stride, which you may be able to do. There's something you need to look out for when using this deck is the ability to stride at least once to enable Double Watch and Dobe to do his thing. And then 2 Silver Blaze. And then for grade 1s, we have 4 Alma for unflipping, 3 Reckless Express to help enable more combos, 2 Death Flag to call out with Dudley Mason to help secure Bad End Dragger, 2 Chirgol Elza, the Limit Break enabler, and then 2 Acrobat just to help stride. And then for grade 0s, we have Mecha Trainer always, 4 heal, we have 10 crit, and then 2 of the stand trigger. Just like Jumbo, we wanted to have 2 in case we lost 1 to damage early and we couldn't heal it off. So you have that backup 1 to be able to call from deck and to provide you with the unflipping and the soul charging. The soul charging doesn't matter as much in the Bloody End combo like it did with Miracle Ace and Ryzen Nova, but the unflip is definitely something that you want to have. And so that's the deck, and then I'm going to set up the scenario, and I'm going to pause it and come right back with that. Alright, so we got the scenario set up, and just like last time, we're at 4 damage. We have 4 face-up counterblasts. The opponent is at 5 damage, and they have to guard everything without a perfect guard. And so we have Bad End ready to be break ridden, break road, whatever. English, right? And so our hand consists of Bloody Ogle to Break Ride. You want to try to have Frozen Ogle in your hand because it gives you the best chance of pulling off the full combo. We have Reckless in here to provide as a booster, and then we have Silver Blaze in here to provide a secondary column to the side over here. And so what we're going to do, we're going to ride, of course we're going to power up, and then we're going to call, and then you can put it here, but it doesn't really matter because the last attack is going to be another Silver Blaze or a Dobe or what have you over here. We'll put this here. This card here is to be able to feed Bloody Ogle for his skill, the Counterblast 2 skill. And as you can see, I got one face-up G unit over here. And so we're going to Legion real quick. Put things back. Search our deck for the other Frozen. So we have 2 left in the deck. And so we're going to shuffle up, do all the jazz. And so everything that's attacking this turn is going to get plus 15,000 because 10,000 from Baden and 5,000 from the On Legion skill of Bloody. And so we're going to attack, and then we're going to put them into the Soul, Counterblast 1, open the deck, bring out the second Frozen, shuffle, give him plus 15. Oops, forgot to cut that off. And then he's going to attack. You want to attack with all the Frozens first before going into the Vanguard. That's very important. Get the last Frozen, Counterblast of course. We're going to get the last Frozen right here. Ooh, not 15, 150,000. Attack once more. We're going to Counterblast. Now, we're at 1 Counterblast, which is where Jumbo / Devil Watch comes into play, because to be able to do Bloody's Counterblast 2, obviously we need 2 face-up Counterblasts. And so with the third Frozen going into the Soul, we're going to open up the deck and call out Devil Watch / Jumbo, whichever one you choose to be playing in your particular version of the deck. And then he gets plus 15 as well. And then attack, get plus 3. While he's attacking, you're going to Soul Charge 1, unflip 1, and then he goes back to the bottom of the deck. And then from here we attack with Vanguard, Counterblast 2, put the last card of your hand into the Soul, open your deck out for, we'll grab Dobe because we like Dobe, because he's going to be tagging for 36,000, which is better than what Silver Blaze will be tagging for at 34 unboosted. And then from here, you do your drive checks. We'll give it here. And then plus 10, plus 5, plus 25 to Dobe. And then we get our last 2 attacks in right here. And that's the full combo. And so from here, I'm going to pause the video once more, and then I'm going to bring the charts over to you guys so we can put numbers with the actual cards themselves. Be right back. Alright guys, I'm back with the chart setup, and as you can see, what I presented you in the last part is a little bit different than what I have here set up. In the setup here, I have Silver Blaze with a booster behind it, and then full boosters behind the Vanguard to get that all set up. So it changes the guard by a little bit, by like 10,000 based on what I presented to you guys, but on average you're going to be getting about 160 to 170,000 in guard out of your opponent with the full combo, because as you saw in my example, I had Dobe here without a booster over the last Frozen slot here, which would have adjusted the guard by 5,000 in comparison to a Silver Blaze with a booster behind it. Conversely, say you lose a Frozen to the damage zone early, if you replace this last Frozen here with a boosted Misery column, it would have adjusted it by a positive 5,000, because this Silver Blaze would have attacked and then come back with an additional 5,000 because of Misery's on-call skill, or on-boost skill, sorry. And so on average, you're going to be getting about 160 to 170,000 guard, which is 16 to 17 10K shields out of your opponent's hand, if they have that much, which they may not. And then from here, I'm going to pause it once more, and then I'm going to bring in the side-by-side comparison of the two decks to let you guys take that full comparison in. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back with the side-by-side comparison. So on the left side, we have the Ryzen Nova with the no stands, because if you add double watch into the combo, it changes up the number of guard required. It adds to it, but that's if you choose to play the stand trigger. If you don't want to and you go with the no stand version, this is usually what you're going to be shooting for, which is about the 240,000 that we covered last time, with your 9 attacks coming in with your charge units. And then on the right side, we have Bloody End that I just covered a little bit ago, with your 7 attacks coming off your 3 frozen attacks, plus your jumbo / double watch, plus your Vanguard attack, plus the 2 Silver Blazes / insert Dove here attack. And so you're going to be coming out with about the 170 that we just covered. So as you can see, just from this comparison, you see that Ryzen Nova has the potential to out damage and out attack the Bloody End combo, which if you're going off that alone, you're obviously going to go for the Ryzen Nova combo. But I wanted to look a little bit deeper to get a better overall comparison, and I looked at the cards that you would need in your hand to be able to pull off the combo at minimum. And so with Ryzen Nova, it comes out to be about 8 cards that you need, because you need 1 unit to pitch for Stride, which is ideally a grade 3 or Acrobat Verde, and you need some assortment of 4 charge units in your hand to be able to combo with the GB3 of Ryzen Nova. And then you're gonna need 2 non-charge units to feed into Ryzen Nova and Misery skill. I didn't put Misery in here in that particular line. And then you also need 1 Frog Raider. So under the assumption that your field has nothing in your hand, or your field has nothing minus a Misery column, you need at least 8 cards in your hand to be able to pull off the combo. On the other side for Bloody End, you need 1 Bloody Ogle in your hand to be able to break ride. You want to have 1 frozen in hand, because if you have to drive check, you run the risk of checking one of your other frozens, which has happened to me plenty of times and has turned the game around against me that I otherwise could have won. You want 1 unit of 11,000 attack or more to have in the other rear guard column slot, and then you need 1 card to pitch for Bloody Ogle CB2 skill. So by going off of this, while Ryzen Nova has the potential to out damage and out attack Bloody End, it also requires more pieces to come together. So it has that higher risk, higher reward factor that Bloody End doesn't have. It's less damage producing, but it's also a little more secure because you need less pieces in hand overall to pull off the full combo. And then I want to look at some of the more hidden costs that you may not think about when you're looking at combo comparisons. And so for Ryzen Nova, you need at least 6 in Soul, which is not terribly hard to do, but you can miss it if the game is going that way, whether you don't see Misery, or you can't get Ryzen Nova going, which you can, or you just don't have the means to be able to get a Misery on the board successfully without it ruining your game plan, like against Link Joker or something like that. And then you also need to have the charge units necessary. So if your hand has no charge units, the chance to pull off the combo is significantly less than it otherwise would be. Or if you're missing 1 or 2 in your hand to pull off the full combo, and you can't triple drive into other ones, then that also excuse me, that also slows you down as well. On the Bloody End side, if you lose frozens, like the hidden cost is no frozens lost to damage zone. That's a little bit mitigated because of Misery. That helps out a little bit, but if you miss out on frozens, you lose a little bit of that consistency of getting the combo off successfully. And if you don't get bad end done time, which is a huge problem before Death Flag came out, you were stuck with Bloody End, and the +5 is usually not enough to be able to put you over the edge against some opponents, especially when they can amass a large hand. So with those two side by side, it usually comes down to the way you want to go about it as the player of these two particular decks. I'm currently loving the Rise of Nova combo, but I have a soft spot for Bloody End because Bad End and I go way back like 4 flats on a Cadillac. And so I like the higher risk, higher reward that Rise of Nova gives you, because to me it doesn't feel like it's such a huge risk as of now. That may change going in more testing, but as of now it doesn't feel like it's a huge detriment to needing the 4 charge units in your hand, thanks to triple driving happen before the rest of the combo is happening. Conversely, with Bloody End, if you don't have Frozen in hand, you run the risk of losing out on the combo for having. If you don't have Frozen in hand, you lose out on the risk of missing the combo. Like if you drive check into a Frozen, that can just shut you all the way down. So from there, I hope you guys enjoyed the little side-by-side comparison of the two decks. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's a little piece of it that I didn't cover, because there's just a whole lot of information that you can go through with just Spark Brothers in these two combos that I may have missed. Hope you guys enjoy. Look out for more content. Definitely subscribe, because I love putting out content, and if the people enjoy it, it gives me the motivation to want to keep doing it more. And until next time, guys, peace. Be easy.